Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, you guys, is another movie review. Today we're tackling Justice League. Now this, let me just say really quickly, you're going to be seeing LEGO DC Supervillains gameplay in the background, and this is the Justice League, some people call it the Justice League, from 2017. Now I do realize that the Snyder Cut is out in the wild. I will be doing another review of the Snyder Cut as soon as I watch it. Probably I'm going to watch it Friday, video Saturday. Sometime this weekend I will have the video reviewed, but today I'm going to review this one. And let me just be clear, I don't hate this movie. I don't love this movie. But I think a lot of people do unfairly criticize this film because it's the Justice Cut. Now, I'm going to get this out of the way also. When I review this movie, I'm not going to talk about how Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide. I'm not going to talk about the Snyder and Joss Whedon stuff. You know, how Joss was really mean toward Ray Fisher and they had him on set and all this bullcrap. I don't care. You know, I don't give a fudge. If the movie's good, it's a good movie. If it's a bad movie, it's a, you know what I mean? I don't give a fudge what happens behind the scenes. I really don't. I do to an extent, you know, it's not like I block it out of my memory, but in terms of this review, I'm just looking at the movie itself. You know, how is it looking? You know, I'm not going, oh, the writing was like that, or the CGI was like that, because of what happened behind the scenes. I'm not doing any of that. It's just the movie for the movie. So, I'm also going to be honest with you guys, I haven't seen it in a while. I didn't actually get a chance to watch it, but I do remember a lot of it. I am the franchise fanatic, so I have a memory where I remember basically everything I see. So yeah, that's why I do pretty good in school. But you know, going forward, I think that we're gonna tackle the negatives of Justice League first. Again, 2017 version. So don't tell me it's freaking clickbait. The first thing is the CGI. Okay, this is what a lot of people say and you know, comment on in comic book movies, right? And Star Wars and you know other things, but really DC and Marvel movies. And I think that the DCEU, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, yada yada. I think they have good visual effects. I think the best are Man of Steel. You know, I mean, when you're really talking about good VFX in a DC movie, like I said, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman 1, Aquaman, what else? Birds of Prey. That's really much it. I think that I have not seen Wonder Woman 1984. I am going to be reviewing that too soon. So don't spoil it. Also, if you're seeing this video after the Snyder Cut, don't spoil any of that crap. So Wonder Woman 84 and Snyder Cut, don't say anything in the comments. Because I don't want to get spoiled myself. So, you know, comparing Justice League CGI to, like I said, Batman v Superman or Aquaman or Man of Steel, you just can't effing do that because this movie looks like dog shit. And I'm going to explain why. It looks so bad. You know, Wonder Woman 84, the trailers they look trash too. But this, and Shazam doesn't have good VFX either. I'm going to say that. It's okay, but it's pretty bad. This movie has some of the worst VFX I've ever seen in a movie. I mean, you know, you can tell when an actor's behind a green screen, but you're not supposed to tell. You know what I mean? Like when you have Jor-El escaping Krypton in Man of Steel, it's of course effing CGI because you can't be on Krypton, but it looks so good. And that came out in 2013. That movie looks that good. You know what I mean? Suicide Squad. All of these movies look good. CGI. And then you get Justice League, and again, franchise, they had things behind the scenes. Well, again, I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about just the movie. CGI is some of the worst, so that is a huge detriment because not only does it take you out of the movie, it just looks bad. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh man, it looks like trash. You know, like especially the end when the Justice League are fighting the parademons and all that, and Steppenwolf. It looks so bad. You can tell they're behind a green screen, and you know the shots. Some of the shots are pretty good. You know what I mean? For you know, on the back of the Blu-ray it says directed by Zack Snyder, and I'll just say Zack Snyder / Joss Whedon. Some of the shots are pretty damn good, and then others, you know, oh that's good framing, and then it's just completely ruined and shat on by horrible, you know, garbage visual effects. So in terms of CGI, this is one of the worst, and it's pretty bad in this movie. There's a few things that are fine, but for the most part, it doesn't look too good. For some reason, too, whenever Joss Whedon got his hands on it, he decided to up the color grade. So, like, Man of Steel, his suit, and, like, Batman in Batman v Superman, their suits, they look extremely kind of, you know, they look dark and gritty, you know, because that's what the DCU is. Yeah, there's a few lighthearted moments in there, but I think the DCEU is kind of like Ninjago, right? It's very action-packed and dark and story-driven, but there's a few moments of levity in there, right? And I'm not saying the MCU is all goofy and laughs, but you know, the MCU is a little bit more jokey than DCEU. And for some reason, Joss was like, "Oh man, we gotta brighten up the color." So for the Blu-ray box, the Blu-ray cover that I have, and even some of the posters, I mean Wonder Woman, the entire Justice League, all of their freaking costumes are like up 10 times, so it looks like a goddamn rainbow. It's like Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? You're looking at it and it's so freaking bright. And that leads me to the other thing. This movie is very bright. All right, you look at Man of Steel again, any other DCEU movie. The color grading in this movie is like way off the freaking rails, man. It looks so goddamn weird because you're looking at it and you're watching it and you're like, all right, why is why are their suits so bright? And then you look at the beginning when Batman's interrogating the Parademon, and I'll get to the humor in a minute, but you get to that scene and it's nighttime, but it looks like it's broad day. You know what I mean? Like, what's up with the freaking color grading? It looks so weird. And it's not necessarily a big negative like the CGI, but it's just, it takes you out of it, and you make you wonder, like, why is it like that? You know what I mean? Why is the color grading so bright? You're taking a scene that is literally in the darkness, and you're just saying, all the way up to the to the light. But the casting, I think, is good. I think Ben Affleck's good, Henry Cavill's good, Lois Lane's good, Cyborg for what we see is good, Aquaman's great, Jim Gordon, J.K. Simmons, he's cool. I think my least favorite character in Justice League, which brings me to the writing of this movie, is the Flash. The Flash is, I think, the worst character. And I know Cyborg, people freaked out. Oh my God, there's like nothing. We didn't see much of Cyborg, yes, but for what we saw of Cyborg, it was good. What we saw of the Flash, in my opinion, isn't that good. There's one or two good scenes where he draws with the marker on that guy's face. That's freaking funny. When he meets his dad in prison, it looks like his older brother, not his dad, but whatever. He puts his hand on the glass. There's some good characterization in there. They have me. Because when you really look at Barry Allen in the comics, a lot of the time he's not Spider-Man. Joss Whedon and Zach really made the Flash in this movie and in this universe to be like the Spider-Man of DC. That's exactly what it was. He's making jokes, he's quippy, he's relating to the teenagers that are seeing it. He's like, oh, it's the bad signal, we gotta go. That kind of crap. It's like Spider-Man in the MCU. But Spider-Man in the MCU works because that's his character. Flash, in some iterations, is like that, but most of his iterations, he's not a bumbling teenager. He's an adult. You know what I mean? He's kind of cracking jokes sometimes, but he really is an adult in most of the things. And this version of Flash, Ezra Miller's a good actor, but it's just, I don't know, it ain't doing it for me. It's just, they have me, and then all of a sudden Bruce is like, do you want to be on the team? And he's like, yes, I need friends. And then he's like, brunch. And he has this whole damn thing about brunch. I'm like, what is it? You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Joss Whedon made Avengers 1 and Avengers 2 Age of Ultron, some of my favorite MCU movies. He's a great director for those and a great writer because he understands the MCU, the writing, the comedy, the drama, the action. He does not understand DCEU. You watch Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and all these others. There's some funny moments, but they're really dark movies. And then you get to this freaking movie and they're cracking jokes like it's nothing. Batman's making puns. Batman's like, I don't think you're bad. I like you, but I don't. It's like, dude, just what the fudge? You know what I mean? I think when Superman comes back from the dead and he beats up Batman, he's like, I'm gonna feel that in the morning. That's funny. But some of it, you don't. In Batman v Superman and what you see of Suicide Squad, he's not joking around. He's freaking Batman. You know what I mean? He will beat the pulp out of you and then leave. You know what I mean? He'll grapple hook away after he knocks your brain out. That's what he'll do. He's not gonna be like, I'm Batman. He's not like Lego Batman movie, where it's comedic. It just doesn't work. You know what I mean? And he's a great actor and the action's pretty good. It's just, the writing's kind of weird. And like I said, Ezra Miller, all of a sudden he's joking. He's like, oh, it's the bad signal. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't work for me. Maybe in Snyder Cut it'll be better. Who knows? Again, don't spoil it. But in this movie, I don't think Flash is very well handled. In terms of, like Wonder Woman, all those other guys, they're pretty much fine. The after credit scene is great. Lex Luthor, Deathstroke, I think that's setting up things that probably will never effing happen. But, it was cool to dream. But going forward with Steppenwolf, I think that the CGI it's not bad, but it's not good. You know what I mean? Like, you take the end credit scene, the end fight scene with the parademons and all that, that looks like crap. But Steppenwolf doesn't look that bad, in my opinion. I think he is a cool voice actor. Maybe his motivations aren't too good. Oh, I'm evil to be evil. But think about it. The Silver Surfer is the herald to Galactus. Galactus is the main bad guy. Steppenwolf is the dude in charge working for Darkseid. And yeah, we were probably going to see Darkseid in this, but they said F it. They cut all this crap out. But I do think that Steppenwolf isn't that bad. You know what I mean? I think the scene where the Themyscirians are trying to get the mother boxes away from him, and it's kind of dumb because you know I mean you're thinking like where the hell are you gonna go? You know what I mean? The Wonder Woman left, but you guys didn't. It's a fun scene. You know, yeah, it's boggled down by horrible color grading, and yeah, it's boggled down by horrible CGI, but you know it's a fun scene. And seeing Steppenwolf, he kind of wussed out at the end there. You know, it's like Pitch from Rise of the Guardians. You know, scared of his own shite. But I do think that you know it's not it's one of the worst DCEU villains by far, but it is not that bad. I think a lot of people go Steppenwolf, he sucks, you know, and he does look pretty bad. He does look badass in the Snyder Cut, but in this movie, he doesn't look too bad. And remember, Steppenwolf was never supposed to be the bad guy. It was supposed to be Darkseid, and he was supposed to be working for Darkseid. So keep that in mind too. In terms of the fight scenes, I think they're pretty cool. You know, the beginning with Batman and the Parademons, okay. The whole scene where Steppenwolf kind of catches the missile and blows it up, and Aquaman's got to save the day. You know, it's good stuff. You know, I think it is. I think that the fight when Superman kind of comes back from the dead and turns evil, and he's kind of fighting the quote unquote Justice League on the stairs and the near the statue or whatever. That was cool. Um, Flash was running and Superman looked behind him. You know, he was able to match up with the speed, kind of trip him up. You know, Flash isn't really good at being Flash. He trips constantly, but whatever. I do think that we'll get more characterization of the Flash in the Flashpoint movie or whatever that's going to be called. But I do think that the action scene in the end, this is my biggest gripe because the trailers showed something completely different to the final product. And again, I'm not talking about the stuff behind the scenes, but you know, for some reason, Joss, he wanted to freaking nail down his idea. I think was to go, oh, you know, we're gonna have the parademons attack Earth, we're gonna have the Justice League fight them, and I want to have a family kind of in charge. You know what I mean? Like I want to have a family. Whatever, you know, I want to have something that the audience can relate to because you know we can't relate to the parademons, we can't relate to the Justice League, we're normal people, so we're gonna film normal people trying to escape the parademons, and it's good concept, but it sucked in execution. You know what I mean? It really did. It just sucked hard. You know, like I don't give a fudge about this family. You know what I mean? They're not endearing. The writing's off the wall. It makes no freaking sense. Like, who are these guys? You know what I mean? Maybe if you had Lois Lane or someone that we effing knew, but you're just taking some random, Romanian family or whatever and just saying, okay, act scared. You know, the CGI looks like a dumpster fire on fire. Dumpster fire. You know what I'm saying? It just looks like poop. And you get this whole scene where they're, you're cutting back between these awesome fight scenes, and they're really good fight scenes. You know, the Batmobile blowing up the guys, Aquaman going through the building. It's all good stuff, and then you cut back to this boring ass family, and they're just kind of sitting there huddled. And there's one funny gag with the little girl getting the bug spray, the bug kill. That was kind of funny. But when we do see Superman come back and kind of beat the crap out of Steppenwolf, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like the reason why the Avengers movie worked so well is that we had movies leading up to it, and we had movies leading up to Justice League, but we didn't have. This was our first time kind of seeing the Flash and Cyborg and Aquaman and a few other guys for the first time. In the Avengers one, we've seen Thor, we've seen Captain America, we've seen Iron Man, we've seen Hulk, we've seen Black Widow a little bit and Hawkeye, but to take these big characters, like Cyborg and the Flash and Aquaman, and then just pitting them in together and be like, this is it. The movie just doesn't feel epic in scope when it should have. You know what I mean? The Avengers felt epic because they led up to it. This movie is just rushed. You know what I mean? They just wanted to rush it out there. They didn't take the time with it. Is this overall a bad movie? No. In fact, I really do enjoy this movie. I think watching it is fun. I think people that crap on this movie really don't get it. It is not great. You know what I mean? I'm assuming the Justice League Snyder Cut will be better, because this movie's 2 hours, exactly 120 minutes, and Snyder Cut is like 4 hours, and so it's like freaking double the length, But once you get past all the drama behind set and all the directorial changes and all this, really, you're walking away with a fun movie. It's a fun movie. Is it fantastic? Is it as good as Man of Steel, BVS, Suicide Squad, Aquaman, Shazam, Birds, whatever? No. This is my least favorite DCEU movie. But it's not horrible. You know what I mean? I really don't think it is. Yes, the color grading's weird. You know what I mean? It's just too upscaled. The writing for some of the new characters like Flash is a bit weird. The writing for Batman is weird because he's supposed to be Batman and instead he's making jokes. The CGI is a complete freaking mess. Steppenwolf is not the best villain we've ever seen, but it's not horrible. Again, there's a lot of great concepts. The family, I think they're Romanian. The family, having them in there, it's all good. It's good ideas, but it's just really poorly executed. And again, I'm excited to watch the Snyder cut because it's in, you know, Justice League, the one I reviewed. It really, it's half Snyder, half Whedon. The Snyder cut is 100% Whedon. It's a 100% his vision. None of this crap is getting into, it's his movie straight and through. So I'm excited to see it for that. But again, looking back at the original Justice League movie, it's not bad at all. It's flawed. It's heavily flawed. But it's not horrible. Like, if you want to talk DC horrible, you're talking about Batman and Robin, Batman Forever, Catwoman. Those movies are dumpster fire. Put those in the trash. I have them. I've seen them. Put them in the trash and burn them. They suck. This movie, in terms of what we've gotten before and after, again, my favorites being Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition, Suicide Squad, Aquaman, Birds of Prey is pretty good. I think Shazam isn't that great. Wonder Woman isn't that great. They're good. They're better than Justice League 2017. But again, to sum it up, really, this movie had good ideas, but it was executed very poorly. So again, I don't want to hate this movie because I don't hate this movie. I don't love it. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. It's in the middle. Could it have been better? Yes. Should they have waited to, give character development to these characters before they showed up all together? Yes, because again, the biggest thing with this movie is that it is disappointing. It is disappointing to watch because you don't feel that they're a team. You don't. And if you do, that's fine, but I don't. You know what I mean? Because again, Avengers, you lead up to it. This big moment. Loki's invading New York City, and we have all these Avengers, we have all these movies to know how they work and they're fleshed out. These guys, they just shove them in the screen and say, film, action, And again, to sum it up, I'm going to end the review around here. It's not horrible, but it could have been a way effing better. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Tell me in the comments what you thought about Justice League. Again, try to keep it civil. If you hate it, tell me you hate it. Don't go trashing on me and other people, whatever, it's opinions. But I do think that, again, it's a good movie. I do watch it from time. When I watch the DCEU, I don't, when it's time to watch Justice League, I don't go, oh my god, this movie sucks. I watch it, and I know there's issues, but I do have fun watching it. So again, in terms of DCEU, it's heavily flawed, but I do have fun watching. So again, tell me what you thought again in the comments. Do not spoil Wonder Woman 84 or the Snyder Cut if you have seen it by the time this is live. Again, I will be having a review for the Snyder Cut soon. Tell me in the comments, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to play Injustice 2? Do you want me to play Lego DC Supervillains again? Lego Batman 3, Lego Batman 2, Lego Batman 1, Arkham Knight? What do you want me to play? Something DC. Get the ball rolling here. Tell me what you're expecting for me to do. Again, hope you guys enjoyed this Lego DC Supervillains gameplay. I had a lot of fun just kind of roaming around the game's open world. Great game if you haven't played it. But again, Justice League, man, it's not great, and it's not horrible either. It's just kind of in a mixed bag for me. To say the least, it's disappointing, and I expected more from them. But hopefully the Snyder Cut will be better. But again, I don't hate it. So tell me what you thought. But, man, it could have been so much freaking better. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.